Joining me next, one of my absolute favorites. He is a writer, comedian, author, producer, one of the funniest guys I know, and a great, smart political analyst. It is Michel Loftus. Loftus, how are you?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Happy National Horny Day. That's today. I didn't even know that was a thing.
You mean today is that really true?
Yes, it is. It is really true. It's trending on Twitter, and I would have sworn that every day was National Horny Day.
Well, listen, you are an LA resident. You got stuck in New York. You're working on a Netflix series with Kevin James. You got stuck there, literally stranded because of this. Your wife's out here. What are you doing for National Horny Day? What are you doing to celebrate?
The same thing I've been doing every day. I've been having a lot of Me Too moments in the shower. I had no idea that these little fellas were so aggressive. This one's Joe Biden, and this one's Harvey Weinstein. This one smells my hair, while this one is gross.
Only in New York, and only Michel Loftus and his two fists. I love it. Loftus, a lot of stuff going on in politics right now. You got the coronavirus bill, this $2.2 trillion goofball thing that was passed a couple of weeks ago. What do you make of this thing?
It's outrageous. It really, normally I pride myself on trying to find the upside with everything. I'm like, I can always see the silver lining. But this one was a new low for politics, an absolute new low. Because on one hand, these politicians and the World Health Organization. Oh, here's a fun to know fact. The guy who runs the World Health Organization, that dude, not a doctor.
Really?
Not a doctor.
Is that true?
It's absolutely true. It's the first time in the history of the World Health Organization they have a non-physician in charge. So next up is you. I guess you get to head it, and then after that, I'll get a turn. It's just insane. So leave it to politicians, leave it to these career politicians to find like a horrible situation and then make it worse. This stimulus bill was an absolute farce. It was an absolute joke. They're doing business as usual. We're being told that this is life or death. Life or death. You got to do what we say. It's life or death. And then we're like, well, we need some money. We need some of our tax money back. And then they go, okay, well, sure, we're gonna give you a little bit, but then we're gonna sling some at the Kennedy Center, and we're gonna do some Green New Deal stuff. And then, oh, you know what? It might be a good idea to throw the IRS some money so they can have some infrastructure and update their systems. And hey, how about the post office? Are you crazy? Are you crazy?
Michel, how does it? You and I work politics a lot. How does it go that you're in a crisis and you're trying to get money to get to the people and get to small businesses so people can stay to work? How does anybody in good conscience even suggest, while we're doing this, we're not going to give money to the people unless we can give money to the Kennedy Center, we can give money to NPR, to all these places like that? How does that even happen, and how do people look themselves in the mirror when this goes on?
Because they don't know the reality. Like one of the good things, and I'm being completely sincere here, one of the best things that has happened since the 2016 election is that everything's going super fast. And like people go, I don't know if these news outlets are giving me the absolute truth. And then you can see, the mask has been revealed. There is bias there. It's happening now in real time. And these politicians who live in the DC bubble and they don't know any regular people, they're just convinced that it's business as usual. And in politics and in Washington, when somebody goes, hey, the federal government's about to get out the checkbook, they always, without fail, start lining their own pockets and lining the pockets of their corporate friends. And it's just disgusting. And we are living this is like no other time. We are in uncharted territory here, and people are going to lose everything. They're going to lose everything. They're going to get desperate, and any politician, I'm up on my high horse here, any politician now who puts some kind of special interest thing into a stimulus bill, a pox on them and their house. We cannot do that now. This has to be money to the people. Do not pass go.
Of all the things put in this last bill, what was your absolute favorite that had nothing to do with anything to help the people? Any particular one?
Well, I have to say that the Kennedy Center, that really jumps out at me. But then again, I feel like, well, the musicians, that's how they make their money. But then they fired those people. They fired them, like, immediately. And then, of course, giving the IRS money for their infrastructure and so they can update their systems. Like, no, I think the IRS is on it. I've never heard any, is anybody out there thinking, boy, the IRS has been slacking lately? They've been really slow. The IRS is slacking. We better give them some money so they can whip us with lightning speed. No, we need to get money to small businesses. And my plan for this, which I thought was just a crazy pipe dream, but now I hear people talking about it. Why can't we put everything on hold? Why can't we just press pause on everything? Why can't we just say, okay, we're locking in the stock market. That's it. Those are the numbers. You don't have to pay your mortgage. You don't have to pay rent. You can, show a promissory note to the bank or whatever. But it's like, how come some people get to make money and some people don't? And like, I'm getting bills now. Like, hey, you better pay the cable bill or it's lights out, buddy. And I'm like, well, that's my internet. I need that. And they're like, we don't care. Like, what are you talking about?
It's nuts. Listen, you got the politicians obviously going crazy. Sadly, everybody in the House voted for this thing, and all the people in the Senate who were present, I think 96 or 97 of them, voted for it. So it's on both sides. But the politics are just one thing that's gone crazy the last couple of weeks. One thing you've been calling them out on is the media. You've been calling the media out hardcore. What do you make of this shark pool?
Well, this is and this just happened again 2 days ago. And it's happening in real time. If you get the digital copy of the New York Times or if you go to CNN online, you can actually watch them changing the headlines in real time. It's when the stimulus bill when it first came up, and the Democrats, they voted to not even consider it. They voted unanimously. We're not even going to consider it because they didn't write the bill. So the New York Times headline was, Democrats halt stimulus package. And then that lasted for about an hour. And then they changed the headline to, Democrats and Republicans, can't come to agreement on stimulus package. But it still had the word Democrat in there. So then they changed it to bipartisan disagreement. It's just...
I love it. It's kind of like they have their own language. Media's got media speak. Politicians have got politicians speak. Now you've got these folks trying to do a commission, kind of like, some kind of weird commission to look into the handling of the coronavirus crisis, whether you like the handling or don't like the handling of it. In the middle of the crisis, they're looking into how the crisis is handling instead of handling the crisis. What do you make of this?
Another one. Another new, like, literally, we are at a point where the people who we chose to be our representatives in Congress and the Senate, we're doing a bucket brigade, like an old-timey, grab me a bucket and I'll throw water on the fire, hand me another bucket, I'll throw water on the fire. And then you have people just wandering off, just putting water wherever they want it, complaining about the buckets. You got Adam Schiff going, these buckets are heavy. Where do we get these buckets? Who manufactured these buckets? You're like, shut up and throw it on the fire, you bug-eyed moron. It's outrageous. Like, and then it's not like people still have the headlines. Like the president was still being impeached. He was still being impeached when he formed the coronavirus task force. And then he called for a halt on the flights from China. Okay, that was something. He had a task force and he halted the flights, and you have other people going, he's a xenophobe. He's a xenophobe. Come on down to Chinatown. We're going to have a kissing contest. Like, what are you... How can you stand there and say he didn't do enough? You called him a racist. And it's just beautiful because, like, there was a press conference the other day and Trump, like, showed them the highlight clip. He showed them a highlight clip of them lying. And the first question was like, who made that? Who made that? Did the taxpayers pay for that? Like, I've never seen anything like it.
What do you make of the coronavirus, the daily coronavirus show? It's become the biggest hit since the reboot of Roseanne, I think, hasn't it?
I'm completely addicted. I start my day with listening to Governor Nipples out here. Governor, did you see Cuomo? He forgot to wear a jacket one day, and you could see he's got his nipples pierced. He's got the bars in there, and he's talking about we need ventilators. We need more ventilators, and the president's done a good job. And I'm like, dude, what's up? And then you're like, am I seeing this right? Does that guy have pierced nipples? That's a big distraction.
And you're stuck in New York. You get to live with all that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
It's really crazy. And now, of course, you got people talking about the quote-unquote new normal. Is this, what do you make of this?
Listen, I'm not down with the new normal at all, ever.
What is it? What is the new normal? I don't even know.
I think the new normal is supposed to be, well, there's parts of it I like. The new normal is supposed to be you're wearing a face mask everywhere, and you sound like Bane from Batman. We'll all wear masks everywhere. Batman is Bruce Wayne. Do you have any more Clorox wipes? I need some soap. So that's supposed to be normal. You're not supposed to shake anybody's hand. I don't know. That's not good. I like the idea of the social distance. I like the 6-foot rule. I like that. I'm very, because like in LA especially, you'll be in line at the bank and somebody will roll right up on you and you can feel them breathing on the back of your neck. That was never safe. So let's keep that one around. But this whole no large gatherings and all this, here's the bad news. The only way we can get rid of this virus fast is if 80% of the people catch it. We need just, at some point, we got to let this thing run. We got to let it run. We have to protect the people who are most vulnerable, take care of them. But for the rest of us, we need to roll with this thing and just start. They should be handing out that hydroxychloroquine like Halloween candy. They should just have bubblegum machines of that on every street corner. We should just be popping that left and right. I like how they complain about the side effects. Like Tom Hanks, he had it, and so did his wife Rita Wilson. Well, they both got the hydroxychloroquine, right? And Rita Wilson the other day, she gave an interview and she's like, "Oh, the side effects." And people are like, "Well, what were they?" She was like, "I was dizzy." And you're like, "Bitch, did you live?" Shut up. It's like, is anybody going to be laying like in the emergency room? Like, if I take this, will I get dizzy? You're lying down. Shut up.
I need a really good nap. Nah, just go dizzy. Take it either way.
It's surreal. It's wonderful, and you have to like laugh at some of this stuff. However, you got to dig in on the hardcore stuff. Like they're talking about another stimulus package, and I have no time to waste on anybody who tries to line the pockets of their buddies or special interests. This has to be just the American people, nothing else.
Yep, absolutely agree. And you know what they're talking about for this next stimulus package is all infrastructure. You know what that means?
Right. It's just going to be born. Like, oh, you know what? Fix the roads, though. Like, if you're in state government and you were ever talking about fixing a road, now's the time to fix it. There's nobody out there. But let's not fix the bridges and let's not dig up pipes yet. Let's make sure people can afford food. Let's make people sure they can afford medicine and to keep their businesses open. But you could be out there filling potholes right now. That's already in the budget, bitch.
Absolutely, absolutely. Loftus, it is great to have you here. I'm hoping to see your name on the ballot one of these days. I'm going to be wearing your T-shirt, your bumper stickers, the whole thing. I might even do my own little nipple clamps with your name on it, just like Cuomo.
That's what we'll do for next year, National Horny Day. Everybody will get their nipple pierced for Loftus for Congress.
Michael Loftus, check him out. Where can people find you, by the way? I know you're all over the internet, you're all over television. Where's the best place for people to find you?
The best place to go is the loftusparty.com. Loftusparty.com. It's my own political organization. We're cooler than everyone else.
I love it. Michael Loftus, thanks, buddy. Check him out,
Thank you, bud.
theloftusparty.com.